Hey there, Matt Farnham here with Crown Point Realty. It is September 19th, and I just want to check in with you and just update you what's happening in the market. I try and do this every few weeks for you, just so you're abreast of what's happening. There's a lot of national media, local media that doesn't always have the full story and true representation of what's happening. So I just want to share that with you from an on the ground, in the trenches perspective. So a couple things real quick. The Oakland A's, I've heard, are going to be our new AAA affiliate baseball team here in Las Vegas. So how is that going to affect the real estate market? It's not at all. You probably assume that, but anyways, that's my quick opinion. But I haven't heard that that's a fact, but it sounds like that's happening. So that's exciting for some change um, as the new ballpark's being built and everything as well. So also, the Golden Knights just had their first preseason game. So get excited about hockey season coming back. Whoever thought that Las Vegas would be excited about hockey season starting again? But I'm stoked. I'm sure you are too. So go Knights, go. Hopefully you can make it to a game or two this year. So moving into what's happening in the market. I'll try and do this off of memory, but the last few months I've been educating you about how the inventory levels have been ticking up and how we just need to take note of that. Not saying the sky's falling by any stretch, but the market is starting to change and relax a bit. So we talked about April to May, May to June, June to July, and now July to August, what inventory levels did, which is available homes on the market without offers on them, which is true inventory. So from April to May, it went up 7.9%, then 5.3%, then 10.5%. And the numbers came out from August to September here, and inventory has come up. Sorry, from July to August. I'm sorry, this is back a month. 21.5%. So 7.9, 5.3, 10.5, and 21.5% month over month from July to August. Now, I'm talking about single family homes only at this point, but just a side note, from July to August, condo inventory went up 35%, but I'm just focused on single family here. So if you look at the last 4 months where inventory was in April for 4 months forward, it's an effective 53% increase in inventory. That's available homes without offers. That's a significant jump in inventory during a time of year and season when, typically speaking, in the spring and summer months is where you see inventory not necessarily getting ahead of sales because things are moving real quick. So, as I mentioned over the last couple of months, just something to take note of as we head into the fall and winter months to see what happens. Now, what's really interesting about this, though, is prices have not really changed much, which is great, meaning there's still good demand. Buyers are still, willing to pay what the prices are at. So last month, prices actually went up. The median price went up 1.7%. Okay. And year over year, it's still great year over year, which keep in mind when you guys see these national articles or you hear on the radio that Vegas is leading the country and we just passed Seattle and all this is great news, but they're talking year over year. So year over year, we went up 13.5% for median house prices on single family properties. So that's great news, but we do have to take a closer look at what's happening, literally today, right? So 1.7% last month, I told you prices were flat. The month before, they were down just a tick. But just so you know, looking at April to August in a 4-month span, prices are up 2% in single family homes. The median was 289 in April, and August is 295. So despite inventory going up, prices stayed flat or actually ticked up just a tiny bit, which is good. So I don't think the sky's falling, but I do think with inventory continuing to tick up that we do need to take note of that and be very responsible when you're pricing your home as a seller. You can no longer shoot for the moon, 10, 15, 20,000 higher than the last comp in the neighborhood. I've seen more price reductions in the last few months than I've seen in 4 years combined here in the Valley. And that's not because home values are dropping, so don't be misled by price reductions. It's because people have been shooting for the moon unreasonably, and now they're just working their way back down to true market value, which is probably where the last couple sales in the neighborhood happened. So just keep that in mind. Interesting couple things is I've heard from 3 builders recently that are wanting to come into my office to do sales presentations, to talk to the agents here at our company just about, hey, come in, here's our incentives, or here's why you should come to our community. And it's interesting because over the last few years, we haven't heard from the builders. Builders aren't calling realtors saying, hey, we need your help. Of course, they're happy to work with us, and it's always better when we're involved in the process. But now it's just interesting that they're obviously slowing down a little bit too. If they're picking up the phone saying, "Hey, can I get in front of more agents asking for more of you to bring your clients to us?" Um, talked about price reductions. Just so you know, inventory is still low though. So this is still a good market. Just so you know, for 0 to 300,000 single family homes, we're about 2 months supply of homes on the market. If you look at 3 to 500,000, we're still under 3 months worth of inventory on the market. So what's active today compared to what's selling in a 30-day span, still really low inventory. And if you're under 3 months of inventory, that's what we typically refer to as a seller's market. Interest rates have not changed a whole lot. They're bouncing around a little bit, but rates are still good. Of course, many of the talk is that they're still going to be going up here in the near future, which of course could impact the market a bit, especially if it's the same time inventory is rising. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But listen, things are still great in this city. Population is growing. The job market's healthy, both nationally and locally. And one kind of glass is half full perspective here is I would say the last probably 10 buyers or so that me and my team have helped here at the office, or maybe even some of the other agents here at our company, we're seeing the first offer that we write for our buyers, or maybe the second offer, get accepted. Where over the last few years, there's many situations where if you had a buyer that needed closing cost help, or maybe their FHA or VA financing, or something other than a super strong liquid buyer at 20% down conventional or cash buyer, if it wasn't that, they'd struggle, maybe have to write 2, 3, 4, 5 offers, even with the best agents in town helping them. It's just tough to compete when there's so little of inventory that there's multiple offers, and there's bound to be competitive cash and strong conventional offers where they're probably waiving the appraisal or some of the appraisal up to 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 above appraised value. That's really tough to compete with. So at least we've seen that cool off quite a bit, where buyers are now getting their offers accepted. It is so nice to experience that for our buyer clients, and still at a point where our sellers are still selling at a great price, at the high part of the market, compared to the last 7 years. It's really kind of a win-win right now, which is just a fun business to be in. So just a few quick thoughts as we head into fall and winter. It'd be interesting to see what happens with inventory. I don't think we're going to see some major, price drops at all. Could prices fluctuate a little bit as we head into winter if inventory keeps going up? Yeah, I think it could a little bit, but again, I don't think it's going to be dramatic. My personal opinion is if you're looking to buy today or 3 months from now or 6 months from now, focus on the home that you're excited about for you and your family, that you're comfortable with, you want to go home to every day. And I don't think you're going to look back 6 months from now and be like, dang it, why did I buy that home? I think you're going to be happy because you love your home and the market didn't change that much anyways. Or if you wait 6 months from now to find that right home, I don't think you're going to look at it 6 months from now and say, darn it, I wish I would have bought 6 months ago. Look at my payment now or the home price now or whatever. So that's my assumptions. But of course, nobody has a crystal ball, so we'll see what happens. As always, if there's anything that me or my team can do for you or anybody if you've had any thoughts of selling your home, now could be a really great time to have that conversation. If you've had thoughts of buying, right now we're getting offers accepted again. It's great. So give us a call. And just one more side note. Sorry, I know this is getting lengthy, but hopefully this is valuable for you. The 21.5% increase in inventory from last month to this month, to July, I know it's September, sorry, but from July to August, I have a personal assumption that from April, May, and June, you had, maybe a few agents like myself that were starting to get the word out and educating their clients and the public and saying, hey, here's what's happening in the market. Let's keep an eye on this. Well, as a lot of other Matts in the marketplace might have been doing the similar thing, maybe word starts to get out more and more where sellers are taking note and saying, hey, maybe this is the peak of the market. I should sell and cash out right now. So I do think that 21.5% jump is probably a good amount of those sellers that have put their homes on the market are doing so because they strictly believe now is the time to get the most amount of money for their home, and they're intentionally trying to cash in, not so much as natural as maybe the last few months of people just reaching that stage of buying or selling a property for various normal reasons. So hopefully that made sense what I was saying. But anyways, any questions on any of this data, any further dialogue, if you want to just talk about the market or ask me questions about real estate, please reach out anytime. Again, myself or my team would always be happy to have those conversations. We love hearing from you. Hope this was valuable for you. Sorry, this is 10 minutes now. Didn't mean to go this long, but that's why I try and keep it to once a month. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you and all of your referrals and your trust and confidence in my team. All of you mean the world to us. We thank you so much. Share this with anybody that you think could be interested in the market right now, or if you think this could provide value to anybody that you know in your network, just share it on Facebook or whatever platform you're on, and give us a call if there's anything we can do for you. Thanks, guys. See ya.